Hello, my name is Christina Kirkman. I'm the Senior Executive Director of Clinical Supervision at Access Counseling, and I am going to be talking to you about social awareness. Social awareness is defined as the ability to consider diverse perspectives of and empathize with others, including those from diverse backgrounds and cultures. It also reflects the ability to understand social and ethical norms for behavior across settings and to be able to identify and use family, school, and community resources and supports. So, some overall goals of social awareness are that students will be able to recognize, identify, and empathize with the feelings and perspective of others. They'll demonstrate consideration for and contribute to the well-being of the school, community, and the world. They'll demonstrate an awareness and respect for human dignity, including similarities and differences of all people, groups, and cultures. They'll be able to read social cues and respond appropriately. Good social awareness is the ability to accurately interpret a social environment as well as infer the emotions of others in that environment. So basically, social awareness and emotional skills equal successful kids. So what does good social awareness look like? It looks like connectedness to others. They're empathic. They have compassion. Recognize and understand the emotions of others. They can read social cues and develop strong friendships. So, some benefits of effective social awareness. It allows you to form strong friendships and relationships. It promotes compassion and empathy when interacting with others. It helps to understand strengths and weaknesses, and it improves social and emotional well-being. So some educational benefits of social and emotional learning. Better academic success, fewer behavioral problems at school, less emotional distress, and positive social behavior. So what does poor social awareness look like? Hurt feelings, awkward silences, trouble relating to peers, poor recognition of personal space and boundaries, trouble starting and keeping a conversation going, a lack of social skills. So by social skills, I mean being able to communicate effectively with others, whether it's teachers or other kids, peers. The student is not aware of their social unawareness, so they're not aware that they have poor boundaries, trouble starting a conversation. They don't realize how other people perceive them. So an example would be they don't know why other kids don't want to play or talk to them, or they don't realize that the way they talk to a teacher was perceived to be disrespectful. So who is at risk for poor social awareness? So children diagnosed with ADHD, children diagnosed with autism spectrum disorders are definitely on that list. Adverse childhood experiences, or ACEs, increase the chances for poor social and emotional learning. So some examples of ACEs would be kids that have experienced child abuse, neglect, having an addicted or a mentally ill parent, the death of a parent, incarceration of a parent, domestic violence, suicide or attempted suicide of a family member, witnessing violence, or divorce. Some populations are more vulnerable to experiencing ACEs because of the social and economic conditions in which they live, learn, work, and play. Those with 4 or more ACEs are more likely to have negative outcomes. Negative outcomes are health problems, mental health or alcohol and other drug issues, engaging in high-risk behaviors, dropping out of school, decreased educational and employment opportunities. So next we're going to kind of shift over, and I'm going to give you some interventions that you could do with your students. So the first one, it would be more for elementary age students. So the first thing you do is cut out a heart. So you could, if the kids were doing this remotely, they could just draw a heart on a piece of paper. You could print off a heart cut out off the internet. However you want to do it is fine. And then you write the following on the heart. Before you speak, think and be smart. It's hard to fix a wrinkled heart. So then you're going to ask the student to fold up the heart and then straighten it back out. Really have them fold it a few times so that there's some wrinkles on there, because it's important as a visual for them to see some wrinkles on the paper. And then explain that we can't remove those wrinkles, just like we can't take away those harsh words that have been said. They're still there and they still stick with us. So this would definitely be an intervention that is pretty simple. Might even be kind of a good thing to do at the beginning of the year if you're talking about like classroom expectations and behavior and just being kind to each other. But it gives the kids like a visual that they can look at that kind of is a reminder that, I need to be kinder to others. Okay, the next one I have for you is random acts of kindness. So this can be, anywhere from preschool to high school. So really anybody can do this. You can ask the student to come up with a list of kind acts that they can do at home. And then again, if they're in the school setting, we can also come up with ones that they can do at school. And so the reason that this is helpful is that we discuss with them, why is it good to do kind things for other people? And it's good to help other people by doing kind acts because the other person, benefits from that. But it also helps us to feel good about ourselves, which helps us to build self-esteem, which is really good if you have a kid that is struggling with any of the things that I've mentioned already. But it's just really good for helping their self-esteem. So here are some books that encourage social and emotional learning. These would all be geared more towards elementary age students, but I gave several different ones, and these are books that really kind of help encourage empathy and understanding. So I have Everyone by Christopher Silas Neal, The Invisible Boy by Trudy Ludwig, Chocolate Milk Por Favor by Maria Dismondy, Stand in My Shoes by Bob Sorensen, Those Shoes by Mary Beth Boltz, We're All Wonders by R.J. Palacio. So that one is based off the movie Wonder, if you've seen that movie or if you're familiar with it. You, Me, and Empathy by Janine Sanders, The Feelings Book by Todd Parr, Beautiful Oops by Barney Salzberg, and Red Cat, Blue Cat by Jenny Desmond. So those would all be some good books that you could read to your students and kind of talk about the lesson of the book, just to kind of help build social awareness over time. Okay, so here are some tips on how to improve social awareness. So these suggestions would be for more middle to high school age kids. And this would just be kind of like some things that they can work on to help them. So the first one is, to build better social awareness, the first thing is to improve your listening skills. Help them learn to listen and repeat back what they've heard. That would be something they could even like pair off and do, and just have one student talk and then the other one needs to reflect back what they heard. Second would be paying close attention to interactions with other people. Identify other people's emotional states. So how do they know when somebody is angry, happy, sad, lonely, scared? How can they tell that is going on with another person. So think about their own feelings, which is really important. And think before you answer and give clear answers, which is a really great skill for young people. So think about what they want to say and how they want to say it and how they can best communicate that to others. Okay, so this one is draw a picture. And this is a really interesting activity. I actually use this a lot in therapy. It's very telling, and I can learn a lot from what the client draws on there for me. But this would be suitable for anywhere from elementary to high school students. So you just take a piece of paper and you fold it in half. And then what you're going to do is kind of like a book. You fold it in half, and then on the cover you're going to ask the student to draw a picture of how you think, how the student thinks that others see them, and then have them do that. And then the second step is to open it up, and on the inside of it you want to draw a picture of how you see you. So how does the student see themselves? So this activity will provide clues as to how the child sees themselves and how they think others see them. So you just kind of want to look for and then talk about, the differences. It just kind of gives you a clue as to like their self-esteem, how they feel about themselves, and how they think how other people see them socially. So this one can be used in class, but it could also be really useful if you're doing online learning. It uses Google Slides, which I'm sure you guys are familiar with, and this would be good for elementary, so grades like 1st through 5th. And students can use drag and drop exercises to assess students' feelings, concerns, and teach coping skills. They can do brief journal entries and just kind of say, I feel, this today. I feel angry today. I'm tired. And this is available at teacherspayteachers.com, but it was really inexpensive. I think it's like $3 or something like that. But it looked like it would be a really useful little tool just to kind of have handy. Okay, and that is all I have for you today. So thank you for listening, and have a great day.